All right, welcome back, guys, to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. So, in this interview, I'm talking to Simon Yu, CEO and co-founder of StormX, which is a very, very popular, I would say, crypto cash rewards kind of financial app, something like that. I kind of butchered that, but I'm going to let Simon explain it better. So, welcome, Simon. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah. Thanks for having me, George.
I'm glad you're on. So, I kind of butchered that. Could you explain in your own words what StormX is really all about?
Yeah. It's this, amazing application where you can, earn cryptocurrency rewards by getting cash back from all these different stores like, Adidas, Nike, Walmart, AliExpress. We have hundreds of different stores. You can also earn cryptocurrency by completing microtasks, which are like very small tasks. It takes a few minutes. You play a game, like do answer short surveys and a couple of other things. You can also earn rewards by staking and receive passive rewards every week by being a reward member. But yeah, I mean overall, it might seem like a cashback application that's using cryptocurrency, but what we're trying to build is this single platform where you can just find all the ways that you can just earn money online. And it just comes from a very personal background of mine and having it fun, just my own college expenses and then having to work multiple jobs throughout college. And, my co-founder also shared that hustle as well. He's a CS major, but we both, we were always looking for a place to just earn some side income, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to create the easiest place for that.
Okay. Um, so like I know you just explained you're not just about a crypto cash app, cashback app, but there are ones that exist like from Honey is a big one. Rakuten has one, right? So explain how StormX is different from these bigger players.
Yeah, so super interesting, right? So the cashback industry has been growing like yeah, it's been on a rocket ship. I mean, you can see, Honey was acquired by PayPal for 4 billion last year. Rakuten's this multi-billion-dollar company, and a lot of it has to do with e-commerce continues increasing. For us too, we definitely saw that because we launched right when the pandemic was around, like last March when it was starting to hit, and a lot of physical retailers were sort of forced to make everything into e-commerce, right? But as technology evolves, people shopping behaviors switch. You see malls going out of business everywhere, right? It's because people are ordering online. And so it's this great way to sort of give exposure to a lot of these vendors, but at the same time, from our users, they get instead of coupons, they get cashback, which is more appealing because they can actually spend it somewhere. But yeah, how we're different is super interesting. We're actually, taking blockchain to sort of a new level, right? We're taking an existing concept, which is cashback, but how do we make blockchain to make this better and enhance it, including our token, which is one, because we are using blockchain and crypto, we're global. So we're in over 150 countries, well, like Honey's in like 4 countries, for example. And
Hmm.
part of it is because the cost to sending cryptos, and we actually have a patent on this too, is significantly lower than it is to send like $10 to someone halfway across the world. So if we're in the US and we're trying to send a $10 cashback reward to someone in India or China, it doesn't make sense because you would need to spend wire transfer fees, foreign transaction fees, and all that stuff. It ends up
Right.
costing $100. So it never made sense in the past to do a business like ours where the rewards were so small just because the payment industry was so expensive, and blockchain sort of reduced the barrier for globalization. So that's definitely a huge advantage for us. And second, we've really evolved our token economics model where sort of the more you use our application, the higher benefits you get. So the more that you engage with the platform, receive StormX tokens, you can upgrade your account to sort of like an airline mile program where you can upgrade bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, where the higher tiers you are, you get higher cash back. But unlike an airline mile, it's kind of cool because you have these tokens and stuff, but you can sell your membership at any point you don't want it. And for someone else that views that the membership is more valuable, they can just buy it directly through an exchange or through a partner or something like that. So that's also unique, but it rewards the most active users and so just like the more you use the platform, it just continues growing. And, that's why I think one of the reasons why we have such a strong fan base is because, the users are so engaged with our platform. And then third, we also introduced staking. So I know like DeFi was extremely hot last year. And so we sort of tried to take the best components of DeFi and like what would make sense from a traditional retail perspective, like, for the average person that could understand. And it
Mm-hmm.
was creating this platform where users could also receive passive rewards every week on top of active rewards. So, Honey offers just a traditional cashback, but we have like 3 layers right now where, we have the original cashback. You get extra cashback by being a rewards member with the token, holding that. And you also get additional cashback through staking as well. And we're introducing another cashback opportunity in Q2 where if you hold StormX, you get higher cashback from your debit card as well. So we're introducing a fourth layer of sort of like being able to stack cashback on top of cashback. And we're also, taking decentralization into effect as well. And I think that's the, ethos of blockchain where in Q2, we're planning on having a feature where users can vote on things like which store should have a higher bonus for this week, which cryptocurrency should we add for payment methods, what should the membership tiers be in terms of how many tokens you have. We have like a closed chat group of people that are only StormX users and holders, and so lots of exciting things to come. But yeah, traditional cashback industries, even though they're worth multi-billion dollars, they don't have all of these things. And right now, there's so many new kind of interesting technology coming from blockchain where we can upgrade the current industry. So
Yeah, well, you said quite a lot, but it makes a whole lot of sense because one of the main benefits of crypto is all the things you could do with it, right? And I think what you're doing is fantastic. You're giving reasons for why someone want to hold StormX, right? Not just get it and sell it right away, but staking, obviously, and then keeping the rewards. It kept, and you mentioned the new debit card that's coming out. It's all stacking, I guess, cashback on top of cashback and top of cashback. So yeah, that's definitely a good reason, a main, I guess, benefit to StormX versus say Honey and all these other guys. So you mentioned, I want to talk about that, like your global, kind of like your global plans, because you mentioned that yourself, right? Obviously, you just said you're in over 100 countries already. And I know you also have like a kind of like a micro gigs. I think you call it StormX Play. Is that right? Is there any plans on expanding that globally also, or is that already being done right now? Because that's also interesting. And the reason why I ask, because there's a lot of places out in the world that is unbanked right now, right? And there are projects dedicated just to help the unbanked, especially with like micro gig jobs and stuff like that. I don't know if that's something that you're thinking about since you already mentioned you're globally, you have this new payment mechanism that makes it very easy to send money worldwide.
Mhm.
Um, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so we actually started, the company itself was founded around 2014, but so we've been doing this for a long time, like, year 7, which is crazy. I've spent more than half a decade in this company, which is like an infinite time in blockchain, right?
Right.
Yeah, we started out as a microtask platform. So the original application was, you do these surveys, and we were pretty much in almost every country except the ones that were banned by OFAC, like North Korea and, the bad countries that you can't interact with. But um, and then we launched Shop earlier last year, which helped us expand sort of that opportunity. So it's all in one app. It's all in the StormX app, which you can download from Android, iOS, or Chrome extension browser. But to the microtask, yeah, we actually started scaling down some of the microtasks compared to the past. And one of the hardest challenges for us was the app was available in pretty much every country, but then
Mm-hmm.
the microtasks were the suppliers were only requesting tasks to be complete in certain countries, for example, like US or Asia, for example, or Canada, where it was closed off to, certain countries in Africa and stuff like that. So, when users would hear about the app and they would download it, it created a negative experience because they saw it and they're like, I can only do one thing. Like, what the hell is this, right? So because of that, we ended up closing a certain amount of countries. But overall, yeah, our mission is to continue finding different ways that users can stack rewards, right? So right now we have 4 layers, but this is only for, right now in 2021, we'll be continuing to add all the different ways that you can, earn by completing, whether it's surveys or tasks and other stuff. But eventually what we'll end up building as well too is a peer-to-peer network where users can create their own tasks that other people, can complete, rather than just right now, our model is more like a B2C. So businesses create the task and then consumers finish it. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So I want to talk about, I was introduced, or I discovered your original project Storm before it was StormX. And one of the things that I really loved was you had Charles Hoskinson as advisor.
Yeah.
Is he still advisor of your project, or is that no longer the case?
Yeah, no longer. He got really busy, but yeah, during the early stages, yeah, he was an advisor. But yeah, his time was pretty difficult to get. But
Okay.
yeah, he was. There's probably a lot of pictures just floating around of just me being hit with him in conferences. But he would just give us really valuable advice and sort of setting up our infrastructure and stuff like that in the early stages was just really helpful. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I was going to add a follow-up question, which is I know StormX is still ERC20 token. I'm assuming you guys are riding on top of Ethereum right now. Is there any plans on moving off or utilizing a layer 2 solution, anything like that to reduce fees? Or is that not a problem?
Yeah. So right now, yeah, we have a patented tech where, when users withdraw from our application, we don't actually charge any withdrawal fees because from our side, we're able to send transaction fees for a really low cost. The problem that we've been facing recently is when users try to stake, for example, and do features that are outside of our platform and using Ethereum, and that is expensive. So, right now, like to do something on Ethereum is costing like $30-$40 on average. And for most people, that's really, expensive. And to have to take, for example, it's another $30-$40. And so I know a lot of the DeFi degens or whatever, the people that were already in crypto sort of, just overcame that and didn't really think of that cost as much. But for sort of our users or who are like first time crypto users, it is a lot of money. So we are always exploring what our different options are. So, a couple things, yeah, definitely ETH 2.0. We're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to layer 2 solutions that are coming out. We're also looking at other chains, possibly even building our own. Like those are definitely all in the scope. But as of currently, like we haven't found the perfect balance into like if we were to spend the next 3 to 6 months of dev work and sort of pause a lot of the other big projects to go full on. Is this going to be the correct chain that's going to last us for the next 5 to 10 years? And so when we sort of have the underlying questions answered, then I think that's where we'll head towards. But as of right now, I think we are watching to see what happens with Ethereum, because it is right now, if you look at the wallet integration, exchange integrations, and sort of how everything is connected, Ethereum is still sort of the number one for that platform. So
Right. I don't think Ethereum's going to go away anytime soon, but 2.0 seems to be still far off from here. So we'll have to see what happens in the meantime. So I'm curious because looking at the exchanges that list STMX, of course, I think you guys you got on Binance very early, still there. US customers, US residents can no longer use it. I see it. You guys are on Bittrex. But I want to ask you, because it looks like on your app, you do have some sort of exchange already. It says buy other crypto, and you could buy Bitcoin, and you could buy a whole lot of tokens. Why is StormX not available within your app to be purchased?
Yeah, so you could currently purchase StormX through Voyager and Uniswap, for example. But the partner that we worked with where you could buy other crypto, for example. So you can actually buy StormX for every other country except US. But most of the crypto exchanges have more tighter regulations than there are, pretty much every other country, right? So, yeah, that's something that our partner controls and not us, unfortunately.
Okay. So yeah, I'm very familiar with Voyager. So Voyager would be the go-to place to get it then, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's a pretty awesome experience. Their KYC process is really fast, so you can set up an account in a few minutes and get your ball rolling. And if you want to upgrade your membership by buying some tokens, you can just use Voyager to transfer pretty quickly. So
cool. I guess this is like a broader thing, and you may have already touched upon this already. You guys obviously are growing very quickly. You got a lot of plans. Where do you see StormX, say, in 5 years? Do you see it just basically going the same path, or do you see an evolution from where it is now?
definitely evolution. I mean, sort of what we're creating is this whole like economy based on retail, which is super fascinating. Like, right now you're able to earn through a bunch of different ways, and you're supposed, you can maintain your membership through, owning StormX tokens and stuff. But in just a few months, you'll be able to spend the StormX tokens through debit cards, and then we'll have other ways that you can earn, spend, and just creating this whole ecosystem that's all about earning, right? So it took us a while to sort of build the infrastructure to have this platform there, but now that we sort of have the baseline infrastructure that we've been building for a while, and then our users are continuing to growing, and we're only going to be adding more product features, going forward, and more ways that people can earn and spend. And yeah, it's extremely exciting. I mean, we can have other developers and other projects start building on top of it as well too. And yeah, it's just like mass adoption is this buzzword a lot of crypto folks turn around, like throw around. But I mean, we've had so far 3 million users to date, but our plan is to really try to make this product useful to a billion people at the end of the day. So in order to get there, the wallet experience has to be a lot simpler, that your grandma can understand it, like payment processes being more automatic and low transaction fees, like you mentioned as well. And there's a lot of things that we can work on to make this experience more seamless for pretty much anyone. So we're super excited, and we're working on like 4 or 5 really big projects, but we're just the next few months, but it's going to be quite exciting. So.
Awesome. Did you say 3 billion active users? Is that what you just said?
No. So 3 million users that have downloaded the app so far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have an approximate, like, how many active users there are?
Monthly actives is around like 75,000 right now, I think.
75,000. Okay. Okay. I guess my final question is, I asked everyone this now, like, what are your thoughts about Bitcoin? What's your views on it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm, it's always sort of bullish on Bitcoin, right? Because that's why I started. I really got excited about Bitcoin and blockchain in general. Like, first, it was because of the payment fees. Like, just being able to send remittance halfway across the world for small amounts of money was super fascinating, and this is going to disrupt fintech. But we're now at over $1 trillion in assets, so market cap for Bitcoin itself, right? And this is where governments start getting scared, because governments will start, feeling the pressure that they can't just print money at will. And you've sort of seen what happened in just the U.S. alone. Like, more than like 30% of the entire money supply was just printed in the last year alone.
Right.
And so, like, if something like Bitcoin comes along where the U.S. loses the ability to do that, and like, we've seen hyperinflation happening from like Zimbabwe and all these different countries. And if the US isn't the purchasing power, it becomes an issue. So governments could start, blocking. I think recently we saw like India trying to ban Bitcoin again for like the 90th time or whatever. We've seen China try to block it a few times before in the past, but I think there will be this fight with regulators and government agencies going for the next few years for sure. But it'll be interesting. So.
Okay. That's all the questions I had. So thanks for being on and answering these questions. Hopefully we could do this again in the future with a follow-up to see what you guys are up to.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. So thanks again for coming on. For the rest of you guys watching this, make sure you smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and of course, check out StormX and download the app today. All right. Take care, guys. Bye bye.